Imagine this. You sit in a pod, a chip connects to your brain, and in less than 10 seconds, you know calculus. You can speak 5 languages. You understand quantum physics. You didn't read, you didn't study, you just downloaded it. Sounds like science fiction, right? But companies like Neuralink, founded by none other than Elon Musk, are turning that fiction into science. In this episode of Techno Tales, your go-to channel for futuristic tech stories, we explore a provocative question. Will students still study in 2100? Or will education be redefined by brain chips, instant downloads, and mind-to-machine learning? If that excites you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey into tomorrow. So let's explore how classrooms might vanish, how memory could become marketable, and whether this will level the playing field or divide us further. Welcome to the age of brain uploads. Chapter 1. The way we learn today. Let's begin in the present. Today's education system, across countries and cultures, is fundamentally built on time. We spend over 2 decades in structured environments, kindergarten through university, absorbing knowledge. And this process is slow because the brain has limitations. We learn through repetition, reinforcement, and contextual understanding. It takes months to learn a language, years to master complex concepts like medicine, law, or engineering. From ancient oral traditions to textbooks to e-learning platforms, we have always adapted new tools. But the core process has remained the same. Input, practice, recall, forget, repeat. This isn't a flaw, it's biology. The human brain isn't optimized for high-speed downloads. It's evolved for survival, social bonding, and creative reasoning. The process of learning shapes who we are. The struggle, the process, the long nights of study before an exam. These aren't just routines. They build perseverance, problem-solving skills, and emotional resilience. But in the 21st century, this pace is becoming unsustainable. In the time it takes a medical student to graduate, new treatments, technologies, and discoveries have already reshaped the field. With knowledge doubling every 12 hours in some areas, the pressure to keep up is overwhelming. That's where Neuralink enters the picture. Not as a replacement for learning, but as a bridge between biology and bandwidth. Chapter 2. Neuralink and the Future Mind. Neuralink, Elon Musk's ambitious brain-computer interface company, is designing a device that connects the human brain directly to external machines. Think of it as the first version of a digital mind extension. The chip itself is small, about the size of a coin. But what it represents is enormous. A new era of mental connectivity. In its early trials, Neuralink helped monkeys play video games using thought. These weren't just lab stunts. They proved that brain signals could be read, decoded, and translated into digital commands. But Neuralink isn't stopping at reading thoughts. The vision goes much deeper and much more controversial. The goal is to allow information to flow both ways. If the brain can send data out, can it also receive data in? Imagine being able to instantly access information, not by Googling it or watching a video, but by downloading it directly into your neural pathways. Neuralink proposes a future where data isn't stored in devices, but in the human mind itself. It envisions a society where knowledge is no longer taught, but transferred. And if that happens, education as we know it may be turned upside down. Chapter 3. Downloading intelligence. Let's go deeper. Can knowledge truly be downloaded into the human brain? First, we have to ask, what is knowledge? At its core, it's a combination of memory, understanding, experience, and application. Downloading knowledge would mean reproducing not just the facts, but the neural patterns associated with understanding and using those facts. Right now, we're in the infancy of this field. But consider this. Scientists have already transferred maze-solving skills between rats using neural patterns. Researchers have used optogenetics to implant false memories in mice. Machine learning algorithms are beginning to predict and simulate neuron behavior. While these examples are small and often non-human, they point to a future where memory transfer could be real. In practical terms, early versions of this tech might look like memory prosthetics, devices that assist with recall, pattern recognition, or language translation. You may not fully learn a subject instantly, but you could accelerate your understanding by skipping the repetition phase. Think of it as mental scaffolding. The chip provides the raw structure, and your brain fills in the meaning. This hybrid model, where foundational data is uploaded and higher-level thinking is still human-driven, could become the norm. But it also raises a philosophical question. If everyone can learn the same thing instantly, what makes someone unique? Would creativity, emotional intelligence, and problem-solving become the new elite skills? Chapter 4. Reimagining Education. Now let's jump forward. In the year 2100, what does a school look like? First, it may not be called a school at all. Learning centers could resemble data lounges or neuropods. Instead of classrooms, students might have access to cognitive upload booths. Here's how a typical day might look. A student selects a topic: advanced genetics. They sit in a pod, scan their ID, and receive a neural injection of foundational knowledge. Then, they enter an immersive simulation, diagnosing genetic diseases, editing DNA strands, solving ethical dilemmas. Learning becomes a blend of instant knowledge acquisition and applied virtual experience. Teachers, they still exist, but their role transforms. Instead of lecturers, they become cognitive guides. They help students integrate knowledge, ask deeper questions, and connect disciplines. They teach what Neuralink can't: empathy, judgment, storytelling. Traditional grades may disappear. Instead, real-time analytics might track cognitive growth, creativity, and decision-making. Assessment may be based on ethical reasoning, emotional resilience, and the ability to innovate under pressure. In this world, education doesn't end at 18 or 22. Lifelong learning becomes literal, with regular downloads keeping people updated in real time. Chapter 5. The Dark Side. Neural Dangers and Divides. With great power comes great risk. If knowledge becomes a downloadable commodity, who controls it? Let's imagine a few scenarios. What if brain implants could be hacked? A malicious actor could erase skills, implant false memories, or even manipulate thoughts. Imagine a student waking up one day unable to recall years of downloaded knowledge, or worse, with fabricated ideas that were never theirs. This isn't just theoretical. As brain-computer interfaces grow in complexity and connectivity, they open the door to cyber-neurological warfare, brain ransomware, memory theft, thought surveillance. Then there's state and corporate control. If governments or tech companies control the servers from which knowledge is downloaded, they could decide who learns what. History could be rewritten, bias could be implanted, dissidents could be reprogrammed. And let's not forget those left behind. Neuralink implants won't be free. Early versions will be expensive, requiring surgery, maintenance, and training. Only the wealthy might afford them. This creates a new divide, not of race or geography, but of brain power. The enhanced versus the natural. The augmented elite versus the unplugged masses. Such a society risks becoming intellectually segregated. Those with implants might accelerate into realms of post-human intelligence. Those without could be excluded from opportunity, innovation, and influence. Without strict regulation, transparency, and ethical design, we risk building a brain-powered dystopia, one download at a time. Chapter 6. Humanity Beyond the Chip. With all this transformation, we arrive at a final haunting question. What does it mean to be human in an age of downloadable knowledge? Is intelligence still valuable if everyone can access it instantly? Is a degree still meaningful if the content can be uploaded in seconds? And what happens to the soul of education? The late-night study sessions, the group projects, the emotional growth that comes with failure. Perhaps in this world, true intelligence won't be measured by what you know, but by what you do with it. The thinkers of 2100 may not be those with the most downloads, but those who ask the hardest questions. Those who connect fields, challenge biases, and envision futures no one else sees. Because even when Neuralink levels the knowledge field, human creativity, emotion, and ethics remain the final frontier. So, will students still study in 2100? Maybe not in the ways we recognize. They may not memorize textbooks or sit in classrooms. But they will still explore, imagine, and grow. Because learning isn't just about knowledge. It's about discovery. And no chip, no matter how powerful, can replace the spark of a curious mind. Thanks for watching Techno Tales. If this video sparked your imagination, don't miss our previous episode, Will Countries Still Exist in 2100? Until next time, stay curious and maybe stay upgraded.